Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Happy Saturday. I am so pleased to have you here. Josh, LV, Nobu, Ophi, Nikki, as well, as always, as anybody else who's just lurking and hanging out. It is so lovely to have you here. We're going to be returning to Phoenix Wright in a moment. But first, I must lament. I must tell you the awful thing that happened to me today. So, today was actually pretty good, in many ways. Woke up, had breakfast, watched some Red Mage this morning, headed out to take a look at a house that I could potentially rent. Like, I've put in an application, but I'm presumably not the only applicant. We'll see. It's really nice. It's really nice. Like, the basement is like a full other apartment. It's so nice. Anyway. So, from there, I head over to my family, because it's literally like a 7-minute walk to where the rest of my family lives, which is really nice. I head over there, I spend some time with my family. Now, all day, it's been kind of drizzling. And it's grey, and I haven't seen the sun in, like, 2 days now. It's fine. But anyway, so it's been drizzling. And keep in mind, I wear glasses. So when I walk in the drizzle, I am shortly thereafter blind. Because, you know, drizzle and glasses. Anyway, I stay with my family for a couple of hours. It's nice. We hang out, we talk, we do things. So then I walk back. I walk back with my brother, and we stop at McDonald's. And we're gonna get a hot chocolate. Like, the minute we step out the door, it goes from, like, gentle drizzle to torrential rain over the course of, like, a minute. But now we're committed. We're walking to McDonald's. Even if we're not, I'm walking home. We have no choice. Anyway. We get to McDonald's. We step inside, and it stops raining. Like, it rained for the 5 minutes it took us to walk there. And not a minute before, and not a minute after. So yeah, I'm wet, and I'm cold, and y'all are just gonna have to deal with me being a little grumpy because the rain decided to piss on me for no reason. It hasn't rained harder than a gentle drizzle the whole fucking day, except during that 5-minute walk. It's amazing. Okay, I'm waiting, Nikki. Cool, LV. Nikki, I feel so much better. But yes. Let me tone down the music. Let me start up the other music. And let me hop into a game I've missed. It's only been, like, 2 weeks, but 2 weeks feels like a long time to go without playing this game. Especially because I'm pretty sure I will have forgotten everything. So, brief summary of last time. We interrogated Adrian Andrews, the manager of the victim, because we had every reason to believe she was in fact the murderer. Turns out she's not the murderer, but that she did plant the evidence in order to make our client seem guilty, because she believed that it was him. Now it appears that it was actually an assassin who our client may have hired. It's all twists and roundabouts. So, let's see where we get today. It can't be more confusing. Oh, yeah. Then we went to the hospital because Von Karma had been shot. I forgot about that. Edgeworth is the opposing attorney this time because Von Karma got straight up shot. It was a thing that happened. I don't think there's anything else I can do here. You know, there isn't a gardener in this one, and yet I wouldn't be surprised if they reveal that at the end. No clues here. This is the clinic's reception desk. But it doesn't look like there's anyone at the counter, because this clinic is run completely incompetently. On the wall is the month's word to the wise. Put your best foot forward. Putting this up at a general clinic like this doesn't really mean much, does it? Must be the waiting area. It's got the feeling of one, and there are sofas lined up. But I don't see all that many patients. Oh god, this guy. Yes, well, visiting hours are over. That's why. It's time for nightly consultations to begin. Mine, that is. Isn't there anyone keeping an eye on this guy? Apparently not. Okay. Doesn't seem to be anything else useful. You do not have anything more to say to us. Let's go to the detention center. I want to ask our client about this shit. Visiting hours are over for today? Aww. Ugh, I have too many questions I need to ask. I'm sorry, but I'm Phoenix Wright, a lawyer for one of the... You're Mr. Wright, you say? No, Trom. It is impossible to get rid of him. However, Ophi, if you have the opportunity to drop-kick him, I completely approve. He is... like, he's just a straight-up lecher. Oh yeah, there's a message here for you. A message? It's from Matt on guard. Ah, here you are. What did he write? Is it something really important? Oh no. Well, let's see what it has to say. To Mr. Lawyer Dude, I've got something really important to tell you. Why do I feel uneasy all of a sudden? Oh, Mr. Wright? So actually, I have a favor to ask of you. I have this cat named Shu. I take everything back. I love this man. I love this man. He named his cat Shu. He named his cat Shu. I don't even care if he is the murderer. A good man with a good cat. I didn't put out a lot of food when I left the house, so he's probably pretty hungry. You think you could drop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? It's a strange name, but it's a good name. Look, I like cats with unusual names. I have an enormous love of cats named after clothing items. I never knew them personally, but I used to know someone through DeviantArt, yes, the old days, whose cat was named Trousers. And it's just, that's a very good name for a cat. So is Cardigan. I think Shu is a wonderful name for a cat. My house is just a little ways down from the hotel, alright? Then why didn't you stay in... whatever. Aw, Honey's a good name. This is terrible! Let's hurry! We have to feed his cat! I'm sure poor Shoe's stomach is growling by now. Yeah, I guess. Client's request is a request. Guess I should go check up on his cat and snoop around his house while I'm there. I mean, what's the point if I'm not snooping? You see, I assumed I would be able to go there from here, but maybe I have to go to the lobby first? Oh god, it's gonna be her. Alright now, Mr. Nick, let's look for clues. We have to, for Mystic Maya's sake. I think this is Old Bag. This Old Bag. Don't devalue my name and turn it into a gasp, you spiky-headed pettyfucker! Because of you, I've been made to look like the bad guy again. Although, I did get a piece of gum from Edgy Boy, just as he promised. It's all your fault! You've awakened the wild beast. Oh my god, she passed out. You see, those are all good names, Ophi. I do like Butterball for a cat. Ah! Miss Oldbag! Keep your hands off of me! This helmet is airtight! That is an awful design. No air gets in, and no air gets out! Then why do you keep putting it on? Don't think you can get me to move with silly questions. You're going to have to defeat me if you want to get by. I'm not hearing this. Please. Just keep the helmet on. Just leave it on until she suffocates. This is a solvable problem. God, Elvie, why do you all have such good cat names? I mean, I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying, you all do as well. You're a million light years too early to be asking me questions, whippersnapper. Is that a Pokemon reference? Thank you for the deuce, Nikki. Is that a Pokemon reference? It might be.
A pig! So cute.
Also you, Nikki, thank you. Ugh, looks like the only way I'm gonna get any investigating done is to first do something about this kooky alien. Yeah! Yeah, that's why I think it's a reference. Oh! Received from Edgeworth. Allows bearer to freely investigate the crime scene. Fuck off. Maybe if I share this letter I got from Edgeworth. Miss Oldbag, if you would look at... Wait! You want me to look at this worthless piece of... Edgy poo! Ugh. Is that her perfume? Pheromone d'amour I smell? Let's see here. Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct his investigation? Yours truly, Miles Edgeworth. Yours truly? That man's good at flattery. Fine, but only because Edgy Poo said so. You understand? I just thought of something I have to do. Remember, no messing around. You do anything bad and I won't let you off the hook. Hello, Zach. It looks like she has strong feelings for Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah. Yeah. Pearl, don't pull that face. This is not a good thing. That may be, but you know nothing's gonna come of it. That's so mean, Mr. Nick. Feelings are meant to be told and shared. Edgeworth only edges for me! Ow. Every time we talk about love, I always end up with a handprint on my face somehow. So anyway, let's continue our investigation. Okay. Ah! What? What now? One little thing before I forget. You can't go into Angard's room today. Why? The police's main investigation team is going to be in there all day, you hear? I wonder if they're the team in charge of investigating the killer. So don't go in there. Set one foot in there and you'll face the wrath of Wendy Oldbag. So you know how there's an assassin and you can pay him money to kill people. Now, I don't know that Phoenix has a lot of money, but if this guy's willing to do a few pro bono cases, there are several people who the world is just better off without. And I think we can start with her. You know, I think you're probably right, Elvie. Hello, Scooty Boot. Yes, let me have some water. I love this game. I love doing the voice acting. It's not a problem now, but especially later in an episode, it is hell on my throat. Looks like we're the only ones here. And also these 3-day-old cold shrimp, which apparently nobody cleared. And yet, the hotel seems so busy somehow. Probably because the police team is scouring for clues about the killer. Like, there's seafood here. It's someone's job to clean this up. I want to eat a meal with Mystic Maya again. Yeah, me too. Whenever I watch Mystic Maya eat like she does, it makes me happy about eating, then I can eat a lot. That's called body positivity. Well then, how about after we wrap up this case, we all go out for a huge 20-course feast? What would 20 courses be? I think the most I've ever seen was a 9-course meal. And most of those are tiny. Like, there are a lot of palate cleansers mixed in there. Okay, let's work really hard then. Right? If he can afford a 20-course meal, then just, like, fucking hire the assassin. Hey, city boy! Lotta, you're still here. Wrecking course! An investigative photographer eats her stars on her ability to snap up the scoop, yeah? This hotel just has that aura of mystery. You know, like something's always about to happen. But, do you have a camera? Correct given! The photographer's gotta have cameras out the ear like corn to be a real pro, you know? If I'm hanging around here. Speaking of cameras and feeding the mouth, do you have mine, you bread thief? Why can't you drop that thief thing already? Yeah, why is she calling me a bread thief? I've done nothing to you, Lotta. Yeah, have your fucking camera back. Wait. Would you please take a look at this? Okay. Hello, Pikmin. I feel like the game should at least have some special dialogue for showing her the thing she wants. I am Pikmin. Okay, she doesn't want her camera back, but she may want to talk about her camera. Ah, my baby, my $1,600 baby. What's with that red-coated prosecutor anyhow? The guy told me it was evidence and refused to give it back to me. Oh, I don't actually have the camera. I just have, like, the record of the camera. Well, that's kind of how it is. Hey, you're that redcoat's friend, ain't ya? So put in a few good words for me and get my camera back. You want me to do what? Listen, nag the guy real good for about 5 hours, and I guarantee he'll give it back. Why didn't you do your own dirty work? I want to ask you about the night of the murder. What? You're really gonna shell out the bucks for the info I got? Lotta, you were loitering in this hallway the night of the murder, were you not? Well, kinda, but... Brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes. I didn't exactly hang around here the entire time, you know. Followed a few styles around. Got a few autographs, shook a few hands, had a soda pop with a few of them, too. Looks like she wasn't here the entire time that night. Which is just... It is the pattern with Lotta. The security lady also wasn't in this hallway the whole time, either. Guess this means there's no one who can tell us who came and went that night. So, about the note that was inside your camera case. Oh, that Diddy arrow? Yeah. Can I believe what you've written? You mean the stuff about On Guard shoving his manager lady onto Karita? Yeah. Well, I reckon you best not be believing that. What? Look, I sort of wrote that on a whim, you know? Writing whatever came to mind. Whatever came to mind? Yeah. When you get down to it, it's just a lot of random bull looters. Hey, what's with you? Why are you staring at me like my grandpa used to? Oh no. Oh no, she's used to people staring at her with disappointment, starting with her own grandfather. Hey! And why do you look like you suddenly got older too? Or am I just shrinking here? I mean, same, Pikmin. Hi, Nintendo, thank you. Nintendo, that's very good. Oh. Well, I reckon it's time for me to get going. Tabloid photographer without a camera is just a tabloid, huh? I guess so? Keep yourself together out there, you hear? I'm coming to see you in court tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you then. And you too there, little one. Keep up the good work, okay? Okay. Don't be picky about your food now. Okay. Make sure you do all your homework, you hear? Okay. If you happen to find yourself a camera, make sure... Would you please just leave already? Pearl is really cute. I wish they would let her stay, you know, Pearl. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. 2 butts of pepper jack? This is not his home. We'll go there in a while. Mr. Nick? What is that otherworldly, ghastly moaning? Oh. I'm evil ghosts! Ah. Worth noting? Like, ghosts are real. I trust her opinion on evil ghosts. I don't think it's a ghost. Maybe it's a demon. Not helping, Phoenix. What? We just got away from you! Excuse me? What you calling a demon, brat? Ah! Zoinks, it's the alien! Who are you calling an alien? Oh, it's just you, Miss Oldbag. What are you doing here? What's wrong with youngins today?
Oh no.
Perfect, perfect, Pikmin. I came down here to pay my respects to my poor one, and you're disturbing me. Oh my god. Please just fuck off. Please talk to me about the night of the murder. Just one more time. Ah! I talked about it plenty at the trial. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by that fraud of a photographer and her note. She was loitering around here with that imbecilic look on her face. With that imbecilic look on her face? Okay, got it. Now hold on a second there, you little pipsqueak. If you're going to take notes, at least make me sound better than that. Oh, alright. I've seen everything. But, you know, I was working that night too, doing my job, minding my own business. So it's not like I had time to waste standing around here the whole night. Does this hotel not have cameras? I don't know if hotels generally have cameras, but that seems like a thing.
Oh boy! I'm so hungry, I could eat an Octorok!
That's what hungry is, Pikmin! I was wondering if you could tell me a bit more about Mr. Kurita. He was the most popular star, you know. Especially where it counts. In my book! But I heard that he was lagging behind in the polls against Mr. Ungard. Thank you for posture check. Well, that's just a recent thing. Bad luck and all that, you know. But he was going to become an even bigger star than he used to be. Look! Just look at this mountain of presents. All from me. Several with cameras inside. To stare at him as he sensually takes off his shirt. And then undoes his trousers. And removes his socks. And, oh, as he bends over, wearing nothing but tighty-whities. I could always go that far and no further before fainting. It's a show of the mountain of feelings all his fans had for him. Hi, Juice. Yeah, the mountain is pretty big. Certainly nothing to shake a stick at. Mr. Nick? Hmm? What is it, Pearls? The presents. They're all bears, right? She's got a point. There isn't a single thing here that isn't a bear. Well, there's a clock, but I guess the clock is also a bear. Also, there's a rice cooker on the floor. Like, I don't know. I feel like I would put a rice cooker somewhere else. All of Mr. Kurita's presents from his fans seem to be bears. Oh, that's because you can't think of one without thinking about bears. Big, hairy-chested gay men. They were his type. That is true, Juice. Nintendo, that is the most cursed thing you've ever said. You know, Nintendo? It's not what I was thinking of. But yes. I know. LV, bear is a particular type of man in the kind of gay dating world. Kind of think of your traditional lumberjack. Big, barrel-chested, hairy, typically with a beard, maybe with a bit of a gut. That's like your bear. So, yeah, today you learned a thing, LV. And the opposite of that, if you're interested, is the twink. Twinks tend to be skinny, sometimes hairless. They tend to present pretty young. And like twink and bear are the two that come up a lot. Why bears? You don't know. When my dear one was training, he fought bare-handed with a bear. They were technically both bare-handed. He refused to give in and let the bear win, but after the fight, they became friends. Wow, what a heartwarming story. Look, it's just like in those young people's dramas. I can see those two tuckered out, down by the river, going, "Heh, you sure can fight. You too, Bob. You too." Like, it's all there. The subtext of one and the bear exhausted down at the riverside.
Oh, yeah.
Correct, LV. Did all that really happen? It's in his biography, Bub. What a load of crap. So ever since then, fans have been giving him bears as presents. I like the idea that everybody who read his book just misunderstood, and it was literally him telling a story about his first interaction with a hairy dude. You're not wrong, Nintendo. Thank you. Yeah, nice. Bears. Anyway, I actually have some investigation to do. So that's a bed. Pearl, we did this last time. Yep, it's big, but it's a bed. Oh, Mr. Nick, it's so soft. How easily children are entertained. Nah, fuck that. That's not a children thing. I walk into a hotel, I see a big bed, the first thing I do is flop into it. It's a beautiful wine glass and there's tomato juice in it. Ew, tomato juice. I really don't like it much. You know what? Here's the thing, LV. This was my assumption the first time I came into this room. But you can't look at Robo-Bear. Yeah, this is all stuff I looked at before. So, the Nickel Samurai's costume was in here? Yeah. Can't believe Mr. Kurita went so far just to say bad things about Mr. Angard. Well, it was a press conference, so he had to go in costume. But weren't Mr. Angard and Mr. Kurita friends? They weren't friends. They couldn't be friends because they were rivals. No. Okay, no. If anime has taught me anything, it's that Rivals to Friends is the best story. Scratch that. Rivals to Friends to Lovers is the best story. But, you know, step one. So a rival is someone who is a strong enemy? Girls is really fired up over this. I don't have an answer for her. Looks like Mr. Kurita had dinner that night. You know, like a lot of people do. This bottle, it's tomato juice. We had a lot of food at the award show that night. But I wonder if the stars had gone on stage after only eating a meager meal like this. You don't know what it was! Why are you calling it meager? Based on the size of the plate, like, that could be a good chunk of food. There is, like, a phone on the couch, on the seat, and I can't examine it? It's so messy here. Girls really likes things neat and tidy, I take it. There are a lot of electronic things in here that I've never seen before. Hey, Mr. Nick, tell me what they are, pretty please? Okay, that over there is a watch. You wear it on your wrist. I know what a watch is. Oops. For a second there, I forgot I was talking with Pearls, not Maya. Oh my god, that's so mean. I mean, you're right, but it's so mean. Yeah, Pikmin! Under the current circumstances, that's very concerning. It's a suitcase. There's so many things in it that I bet it barely closes. There's his clothes, a dryer, an electronic shaver, a calculator. Do all stars pack too much stuff like Mr. Kurita? God, I haven't had a bear claw in so long. Oh, I can't wait till the weather warms up. I'm gonna go into the city and get either a bear claw or a beaver tail. They're so fucking good. Like, they're very much autumn food, but you can have them anytime. I will take a look at bear with a fish in his mouth. If I even can. There are a lot of bears. Alarm clock ones, collector's editions, stuffed teddies, plastic models. It's pretty overwhelming. Is there a kind of bear he doesn't have? There's even a few in the trash can. A bear claw is a... it's a kind of pastry. Oh no, wait, yeah. Bear claws are chocolate. Or at least there are chocolate bear claws. There is also a pastry one. The one I'm thinking of is, yeah. According to Wikipedia, a sweet, yeast-raised pastry, a type of Danish. It's typically filled with like an almond paste. They're very nice. They're very donutty. So if you don't like donuts, you won't like them. Get the feeling maybe the guy didn't really like bears? Or teddies? No. No. Mo, fuck off. Even in my memory, you won't go away? What's wrong, Mr. Nick? I couldn't look at the cool bear? That's the only good bear here. Okay. So was there no point coming in here except to speak to her about the bears? I mean, I guess. Let's go feed the cat. I've never heard of cat tongues. Sure is dark. I'll go turn on a light. Oh. My God. That is so much. That is so much. This is what a star's house looks like. Must be nice to be rich. Nintendo, you consistently make me laugh. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's find Shoo, the kitty cat. Shoo! Kitten! Kitten! Look at that face! I guess this is Shoo. Aw, what a lovely cat. Hello, Shoo. Meow. Tee-hee. Cat seems to like pearls. Oh? Yo! This is the assassin in the skin suit? Yeah! Yeah, LV, that cat flapping door look a lot like where Maya was. May I help you with something, Mr... Oh, we're lawyers. Actually, I'm Mr. Ungar's lawyer. The Masters... Then you must be Mr. Wright. Yes. Ah, it's a pleasure to meet your wonderful self. I am the family butler, John Doe. Nice to meet you. Get 10. Wait! Wait! If he's got a butler, why did he need me to feed the cat? Something about this ain't adding up. You must know all sorts of things about Mr. Ungard, right? Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master is capable of such a foul deed as murder. And anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the master or his affairs. Ah, so he does have affairs. How typically butler-like? Trum, that's a remarkably good question. This guy is also the assassin, or at least looks exactly like the assassin. And I have every reason to believe he's not a real person. He's just, like, well, I mean, he's a real person, but that this is just a skin suit. But for some reason, nobody wants to acknowledge the fact that this dude is wearing a skin suit. Which I feel is important. God, Pikmin, he is my true rival. Mr. Doe, how long have you served at this residence? Well, sir, I would have to say maybe about 1 year. Anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of himself and his affairs. You know, I would have thought Mr. Angard the kind to have a maid over a butler. Juice, this is the butler and or assassin who's clearly wearing a skin suit. You love him because he's damaged and you want to fix him. That's a very cute cat you've got there. It is my duty to take care of him. The master rather fancies shoes. Juice, tell me I'm wrong and I'll take it back. And, anything else? No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the family cat. Well then, I guess I don't need this scrap of paper anymore. Well, I'm afraid I must take my leave of you now. Oh, we should probably get going ourselves. Ah, so young and yet already so accomplished. A master of law. But there is also a lot to be proud of in being a butler, in charge of the house and all. Thank you for the compliment, sir. People are not always who they appear to be. Now, if you'll excuse me, Kitten! Kitten, I love you. A giant bicycle is flying through the air. That bicycle, Pearls, is one where you don't have to pedal, and it moves on its own. It's called an automobicycle. Really? Wow! But sorry to disappoint you, it can't fly. That's too bad. There's a small door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick. I bet it's for Mr. Angard's cat to use. Oh, you mean Shoe. The door, it's locked tight. Well, I guess that's to keep nosy people like me from entering it. Oh, there's a giant cooking hearth here. That's actually a fireplace. How are they different, Mr. Nick? You know, I've never actually seen a hearth before, come to think of it. You should come and visit Fay Manor then. I'll show you one when you do. The couch is purple, because he has no taste. It's a very comfortable and spacious lounge set. I wonder if famous stars drop by and sit around and have a good time. In any case, I don't really belong here, do I? What is with me and feeling inferior today? Is it because of how you think maybe Edgeworth isn't edging to you? Ah! There are masks here! Yeah, that one in the middle is the Steel Samurai. The ones next to that are the Pink Princess and the Evil Magistrate. They fought many battles against the backdrop of Neo-Oldie Tokyo. Wow, you really know a lot about the Steel Samurai, Mr. Nick. I don't know whether to laugh or cry that I know more about that show than a kid. Okay, admittedly, you did represent one of the stars. There's another door over there. You shouldn't go wandering off over there, Mr. Nick. We only drew this one scene. Yes, Pearls. Now I know how Maya feels when I tell her to stop playing around. I'm not sure where to go. Not there. I feel like I must have missed something in Matt's room. Not Matt. The other one. Mr. Cum. Oh! I'm Uncle Bear, and I say it's barely 8 o'clock! What is that infernal racket? It's one of the presents going off. Sounds like it's already 8 p.m. Way past your bedtime. Jokes aside, like, we should start, like, getting Pearls to a place where she can, like, sleep. Because I don't know where she sleeps. Hello, T. Ugh, that startled me. I thought I was gonna die for a second. LV, that is the most cursed thing anybody has ever said. Thank you. 8 p.m.? That's the time when the award ceremony ended that night, remember? Time sure flies. Hard to believe it's been 2 days since the ceremony. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Hello? Hello? This is not a phone. Maya! How is Maya? You haven't heard her, have you? It seems you were not able to fulfill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. I have heard the news, so it would seem my present did you no good. No! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! One more day, please. All I ask is for one more day. I'll get a not guilty verdict for sure this time, please. I suppose if I must. I need that acquittal more than anything else after all. Please. Please let Maya say something. I want to hear if she's alright. Alright then. A little... What is with the static all of a sudden? Hello? Hello? Seems... bad. Connect. Damn it, did the transceiver just suddenly break? Oh. What happened? I don't know. All of a sudden it became nothing but static. Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Why did the transceiver suddenly break like that? Should probably have an electronics expert look at it. The sooner the better. Are you an electronics expert? You've got a ray gun? She's clamming up her old clam. I know that's not what she said, but I had to. Whoops. Okay. Someone at the police department may be able to help. Well, yeah, Pearl is 8. Pearl is 8 years old. Like, I'm not saying she, like, needs to be in bed by 8 o'clock. That's, like, for individuals to decide. But we should probably get her to a place where she can get ready for bed. Because it's 8 o'clock, and she's just traipsing around with a man she's not even related to? It's very weird. Because Phoenix is the only one who can take care of her, I guess. Wow, everybody looks really busy with something or other. They're probably strengthening the evidence for tomorrow's trial. Hey, hurry up with that, will ya? Pass the victims list around. You gotta be kidding, there's over 100 people on here. Mr. Nick? Is Mr. On Guard really that big and bad of a criminal? Actually, Pearls, never mind. Sounds like they're working on a different case. I mean, realistically, Phoenix should just hire a babysitter at this point. Or send her back home! We know where she lives! Hey! Welcome back, pal! I thought I'd make you a little something for dinner. That's nice. Thanks. A rich man's luxurious full-course meal. Out of a can, that is. I'm sorry you went through all the trouble to cook, but I don't have time to eat. Oops. Looks like you don't have a can open, pal. Because it's a law office? You gotta be kidding. And here I thought he had already whipped something up. Oh, I know. There is one way I know how to be helpful. Ask me about anything you want, pal. Go ahead. Since he's here and offering, I wonder what I should try asking him about. Are you an electronics expert? The transceiver? Oh, Mr. Nick. You should ask Mr. Scruffy Detective about that thing. Well, that's what I'm doing. Pearl, thank you. What thing? Oh yeah, this thing just up and broke all of a sudden. Absolutely correct, T. There's a word for it, and I can't remember what it is, but yeah, children should not have to be adults. They're children. And forcing children to be adults is a form of emotional abuse. But that's a different story. It broke, pal? And I was talking to the kidnapper, it just suddenly broke into static. You know what, LV? I think that's worse than just leaving her alone. Gumshoe's sweet, but yes, he's incompetent. Actually, you know what? There is a hotel. We could just get Pearl a room at the hotel. She would be perfectly safe there. Look, it sounded like this. Don't hear any static, pal. Huh? Maybe it fixed itself. Strange. I'm sure it was making a loud static noise. Yeah, only during transmission. Maybe what? Maybe it was electromagnetic interference, pal. Electromagnetic interference? So what is electromagnetic interference? It's something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up with another signal, pal. Oh, when you put it that way, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen, the stuff on the screen gets kind of fuzzy and starts acting funny, right? Oh, So, this game was written a while ago. Can you tell? Huh? Computer? It's like when you use the dryer next to the TV and the screen starts looking weird. Oh, yes! The TV does do that. Oh, so that's what you're talking about. She seems amazingly happy at being able to understand this. So, the room you were in when that interference to the transceiver happened, there's gotta be something there that's sending out very strong radio waves, pal. Like a radio. Something like a listening device or something. Hey, speaking of that, where were you when it happened? We were in Mr. Cum's room, the scene of the murder. What? That's it. I'm gonna sneak into the precinct and get a bug sweeper. I'll meet you at the crime scene later, alright, pal? Ah, wait, Gumshoe! Oh yeah, baby! It's investigating time. I'm on fire, pal! My fingers are itching to go. I love Gumshoe. He's so dumb. I adore him. We should be going too, Mr. Nick. Alright, let's go. Hell yeah. I think you're right about Bear Clock. Hey! You're finally here, pal! I came here as fast as I could. Sorry to keep you waiting. Do you have the, bug sweeper? Well, you see, I got busted trying to sneak in, pal. Then suddenly I'm staring at the precinct doors. I love you, Gumshoe. You're very good at several things. You are not built for stealth. From the outside, I mean. Yeah, I couldn't get one of the police bug sweepers. What do you mean you couldn't get one? We need that item. Hey, calm down, pal. Didn't say I didn't get one, just not the police's. This one is illegal. I had to sell a kidney to get it. It's fine. I got 2 kidneys. I can live without one. Oh god. I gave away my other kidney 3 years ago for a packet of Cheetos. Oh. Well, I might need to go to the hospital for a while. Wow, so this is a bug sweeper? It looks a little broken. Hey, this was made when I was in elementary school, pal. Oh? By who? Me, of course. Ah, seeing this sure brings back memories. Hey, don't look down on it, pal. Sure, it looks a little beat up. Hello, Summer. But I put my heart and soul into building this puppy here. Your heart and soul? It'll work. Trust me, pal. It'll do the job, but you can't set the sensitivity. So it's gonna beep at anything that gives off electromagnetic waves. Like a rice cooker, or a bear with the fish in its mouth, or a bottle of tomato juice, or a bear clock, or a watch, or a calculator, or potato chips, or a teddy bear. It beeps at everything, pal. Isn't it better that way? Oh no, it's terrible. Well, anyway, since I brought it all this way, might as well give it a whirl, right, pal? Getting that sinking feeling again. Okay, now I'll tell you how to use this baby. There's a listening device or some other sort of bug hidden in this room, pal. LV, thank you for the $3.33. That is incredibly kind. So we're gonna find it, right? Oh, did you miss out on a bunch of chat, T? Right. First, let's turn the sweeper on. Next, move the sweeper around to give the room a real thorough look-see, pal. Yeah, no, the same thing happens to me sometimes. It's very frustrating. The sweeper will let you know how strong of a signal it's picking up. Keep an eye on it, okay? Once you find something that gives off a lot of radio waves, press enter to lock onto it, or click. There's a lot of things here that's going to give off radio waves, like at a radio. Let's take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious. Alright, I'm gonna go stand outside and keep an eye out. Give me a yell if you find the bug. Got it, pal? A cell phone. Nope, no bugs in here. A cell phone? What? Don't tell me you don't know what a cell phone is. I'm sorry, I've never seen one before. And Summer, thank you for the... That looks like $76.98, bringing us up to $250. You all have been insanely generous, and it is much appreciated. Now that she mentions it, my cell phone couldn't get any reception while I was staying in Karain Village. And Pearls has never lived outside of that village, so... Well, I guess I can't say it's impossible to live without one. I think the radio might have strong radio waves. Hi, bear. Ah, what a lovely bear. Oh my god. Everybody, the Robo-Bear was the listening device. You know, the one that's a robot. And it growled at Pearl? Fuck this bear. Someone dropkick it into the sun. Ah, this must be one of those fancy bear-shaped toy robots. It's a robot? It's a real robot? Yeah, it's a real one. Mr. Nick? Yes? How many horsepowers is it? How many horsies? When I open this fucker up, I want to see how many horses there are inside. Just ground up into horse dust. Horsies? Well, look, it's a bear, so, doesn't seem to be... Oh, shit! Lamp? Check. Listening device? No. There are a lot of lamps in this room, aren't there, Mr. Nick? Yeah, they're all on. You shouldn't do that, Mr. Nick. Don't you know that's wasteful? Yeah, I'll be more conscientious from now on. Sorry. Do air conditioners give off a lot of radio waves? I mean, apparently. This air filter is covered in dust and dirt. Yeah? Come on, Mr. Nick, let's wash it. Pearl, no! Relax. Wonder if being a neat freak makes even the tiniest dust bunny look colossal. What? Oh, nothing. So yeah, it's the bear with a fish in its mouth that is a listening device. What's this? It sort of looks like a hot water pot, but oh well, it's kind of like a hot water pot, I guess. It's a coffee. What are they called? Oh god, my brain has just switched off. Percolator. There we go. Words. What even are they? But instead of hot water, coffee comes out. Really? This pot can do that? Is there a pot that orange juice comes out of? I mean, you have to put orange juice in, but yes. Summer, thank you for the doots. Percolator, Nikki. It percolates coffee, which means it, like, drips water through the coffee grounds and makes coffee out of it. Probably not the correct word, but it's what I called them growing up. I don't think there's anything like that, Pearl. Sorry. I really thought that was the one. Oh, it's the big bear. This is just a giant stuffed teddy bear, right? Percolating was a word I used frequently growing up. Although, weirdly, now that I think about it, it wasn't percolating, it was percolated. And it's because of an ad. Like, it was an ad for coffee, but it was used frequently in that ad. It was part of their jingle. And so, now it's like, oh, that's so interesting. That's why I know the word. It's the biggest one I've ever seen. Hey, so did you guys find it yet? The listening device, I mean. No, not yet. There's this bear's eyes. Let's see. Perfectly normal stuffed bear with some really strong radio waves. Sounds like you found the device to me, pal. Let's dig this big fella's eye out and see what we've got. That line, without context, is terrifying. No! You can't! Such a violent act. Ugh! Rip. No! It's a miniature camera. It looks like there's more. There's a transmitter and a timer. A what emitter? Transmitter, pal. Oh, is this more of that high-tech stuff? So this tiny thing is a camera? Yep, it's a pinhole CCD camera, pal. It's a small, high-grade video camera mostly used in security systems. So it's a video camera. It runs on the battery which comes with it in a set. But there's no videotape in this camera. Oh my god, Phoenix. Are you 1,000,000 years old? This is only the camera part here, pal. tape recorder with the tape inside it is somewhere else. Somewhere else? The footage is changed into radio waves, and then it's sent to that recorder. So, it's sort of like a TV broadcast, isn't it? Hey, you know, you're right! Set to record the victim's room from 8 PM for 1 hour. Was running at time of murder. That seems very important. So, what's a transmitter? It's a device that sends the footage the camera took to a specific destination. It's like a video version of a listening device, pal. Looks like it's attached to a small clock-like thing. Oh, that's a timer, pal. You can set it to turn the camera on and record at a certain time with it. You can set it for a certain time? Yep, let's see. It looks like it was set to start at 8 PM and go for 1 hour. 8 PM? That was the time the award ceremony ended. There's no date set, so it's been recording every night, I guess. Mr. Detective, how long has this bear been here? I'm pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder. Then maybe this camera caught the murder on tape. What? If you think about the angle the bear is at, bound to have had a clear shot of the whole crime, pal. Hell yeah. So there was a camera in this bear's eye, and it was disguised as a present. And I'm sure it was here on the night of the murder, pal. It's pretty big, so it stands out pretty well in my mind. But who gave Mr. Kurita this present? I don't know, pal. But this means that someone out there got a video of what happened here that night. Isn't there any way we can find out who that person is? It's impossible, pal. Radio waves can be sent almost anywhere, so there's no real way to find out. Oh. Is there really no way to find out? Got it! What? Hey, pal, let me borrow this mini camera for a bit. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna go around to the electronics shops and see if I can find out who bought this. But that's impossible. I mean, it's already 9 PM. Even though it was 8 PM, like 12 minutes ago. Leave it to me. Even if I have to search all night, I'll find your man, pal. You're one of the good ones, Gumshoe. Oh yeah, baby! It's investigating time! I'm on fire, pal! My fingers are itching to go. He's gone. Yeah. Mr. Scruffy Detective sure is a nice man. He's pushing himself so hard, all for Mystic Maya's sake. Is this Edgeworth or Von Karma? Chat, who do we think this is? No, she wouldn't refer to us as Wright. She would refer to us as like Whippersnapper. Gumshoe just left, so I don't think it's Gumshoe. Ice Mage. Sans is a possibility, but unlikely. Oh god, if this is Butts, I'm gonna be so happy. I knew it was gonna be you. You'll have to excuse me. I heard your conversation just now. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? A rescue team has been created and deployed. Can't say I'm optimistic, but we have to move forward, one step at a time. I see. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. We still have to find her. So there was a spy camera hidden inside this stuffed animal. You are one lucky man, right? You know this stuffed bear, little girl? I have no idea. Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. It's completely handmade, and only a small number of these are exported here. What? The camera and transmitter that Scatterbrain detective took with him are dead ends. Things like those can be bought anywhere. However, this bear is different. By tracking how it got into this country, this bear can tell us who the buyer is. Can you really do that? Mr. Nick, can he really? Well, I guess so. It's 9 p.m. I think I can still make it in time. I'll be taking this for now. Edgeworth just fireman lifts a stuffed bear over his shoulder and carries it out of the room. Like, what do you mean I'll be taking this for now? I'm sure you have other things you have to do. Stuffed bear is snatched up by Edgeworth. He's literally taking the whole ass bear. See you soon, Mr. Wright. Wait! What? Why are you doing this? I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend. But besides that, Wright, until court reconvenes tomorrow, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered one Karina? The real killer. Do you really think it was Adrian Andrews? To be honest, I don't know anymore. You still have a little time left. Find the truth, Wright. Everything begins with the truth. One Karina's real killer. Miss Andrews passed. The kidnapper whose sole condition is an acquittal for Mr. Ungard. And this card. Shelly the Killer. The dumbest name of all time. Maya, the only way I can save you now is to find all the answers to this case tonight. I don't understand what your real intentions are, Edgeworth. But as you said, all I can do for now is find the truth. Still love that he took the whole bear. It's past 9 p.m. already, isn't it? I wonder if Mr. Edgeworth has already found Mystic Maya. These things take time. I'd say probably not. The police are professionals, Pearls. They'll find her, so don't you worry. And if we can win a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay. You're right. Nikki, don't look. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. So the real person who killed Mr. Corito was that assassin, Mr. Shelley the Killer, right? And the card Miss Andrews found at the scene of the crime seems to be proof of that. But if that's the case, then a new question comes to mind. Who was the one that hired the killer to begin with? Who is his client? You mean, who asked for the murder? That person didn't want to dirty their own hands in blood. But whoever this client is, they're still a killer. Who could have hired the assassin? Don't you think it was Miss Andrews? I wonder. But if she was the client, then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse herself? If Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then no, it can't be. Avant-Garde himself? Mr. Avant-Garde really did hire the assassin. Shit! T! Run for it! Then he's not innocent at all. Far from it, he would be guilty of the crime. But it can't be Mr. Avant-Garde, right? I mean, when we first talked with him... Mr. Avant-Garde, I'd like to ask you one more question. Did you kill Mr. One Corita? Right, just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone, and that includes One Corita, okay? Didn't see any psyche locks at that time. Dude is too fucking dense to have psyche locks. Actually, that reminds me. Did you remember something, Mr. Nick? Yeah, something Miss Andrews said at the trial today. She said something interesting. So what is this interesting thing? That's right, you didn't hear it, did you, girls? One had bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Max was going down with him. That's what he thought, anyway. It looked like somehow One had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Mr. Avant-Garde's secret? What is the secret? That he's just really into pegging. I don't know yet. But for now, let's think about it this way. Mr. Corita was going to reveal this secret. That means Mr. Avant-Garde had plenty of motive to have Mr. Corita silenced. Which means we have to meet with Mr. Avant-Garde. There's no way around it now. Okay, you need to get Pearl to bed. Wow, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Hint, hint, it's really getting late for this sheltered girl who was brought up in a very, very cloistered existence and probably hasn't stayed up past 9 o'clock her whole life. It's getting really late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it's past 9 p.m. already. But we still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. No, Phoenix, you have things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. She doesn't have a trial tomorrow. She's a child! There's still a matter of the secret Mr. Corita held about Mr. Avant-Garde. And Miss Andrews' real intentions. These are two things I must know tonight. But aren't visiting hours over at the detention center? I'm sure we'll think of something, Pearls. That is absolutely true, Wax. It's the perfect crime. And anybody who did find the body would just re-hide it. God damn it, no. Oh? Hey, wait! No, Phoenix! Let her go! What is it, whippersnappers? All I know is nothing that has anything to do with you is ever good. Like just now, I was handed this strange device for who knows what reason. Ooh, thank you for the sparkles, T. And I was told to use it to search the whole hotel. That's the bug sweeper, isn't it? The one Gumshoe made. I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. But the request came from Edgy Poo, so... Edgeworth? And he said... If you feel angry, direct your anger at that unsophisticated lawyer. So I'm going to feel free to direct all my anger towards you. Ugh, gee, thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are. This is absolutely top secret, so you had better keep it to yourselves. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of the presents. If by they you mean me, then yeah. Very interesting. I'm sure it was, you know. It was to catch poor one in the middle of a scandalous meeting. I mean, almost certainly, yeah. Scandalous? What's that? It means, well, you know, that gossip that's been going around about my dear one. I mean, Phoenix identified where it was, Mage. It's good enough. Oh, you mean that thing about Miss Andrews? But I'm still sure she must have had some reason for getting close to Mr. Kurita. I'll let you in on another secret, youngin'. I know who planted that spy camera. It was that obnoxious, puffy-haired photographer girl. The nerve of some people. Spying on people by herself. As if I wouldn't want to see it for myself, too. Oh, you're just a monster. Wow, the alien actually admitted her true intentions for a change. I don't know what you're thinking, but I can bet that it's nothing good. But I didn't say anything. So you want to know about one and that manager, right? Actually, as I hear it, they were something of a refreshing pair, those two. An odd statement. Oh? I tell you, one really welcomed that manager with open arms, I heard. That manager? Who are you talking about? You don't know? That manager woman one had. It's a shame she killed herself, though. Oh, you're talking about Miss Celeste in PAX. Miss Andrews' mentor, right? Yes, that one. That Celeste girl. She was supposed to get married, you know. Married? You mean to Mr. Kurita? Ah, really? You young kids today don't know anything, do you? That girl Celeste killed herself 3 days after their marriage announcement. That's a lot to deal with. Why would Miss Inpax want to kill herself? She was gonna get married. Well, that's because she was thrown away, you see, by one. What? But they were gonna get married, right? They promised each other, right? They held a grand announcement session, but 3 days later, one suddenly cancelled their marriage. Is that true? It was in the weekly magazines. Okay, so tabloids. But Why? Why did he do that? That was not in the magazines, unfortunately. See. That night after one called off the wedding, that manager Celeste killed herself. How terrible. I wonder what happened between those two. I don't know, channel her spirit and we can just fucking ask. Can't imagine she's got much more to tell me. No, nothing more to talk about. On that night, there must have been at least a few hundred people here, and enough chairs to seat 20 of them. I guess the police are done with their questioning and investigating. Looks like things here in the lobby have finally calmed down. No? Feels sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it does. I wonder if something happened. You're Mr. Engard's lawyer, right? Ah, yes, sir. Well, we finally found just the person we've been looking for. A real decisive witness. I know we said that yesterday, but we were wrong. But this time, we're right. A decisive witness? You mean for the Engard case? We're taking the witness's statement right now. Gotta hand it to Mr. Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth up to now? Who is this witness? I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Nick? Between the kidnapper's demand and now this, I can't see any way to win here. Oh yeah, Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did? Even though visiting hours are long over at the detention center, he wanted me to grant you special permission. So here you go. What? I've already called them, so they know. Go on, go talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much. This is such good news, Mr. Nick. Go talk to your heart's content? Sounds like the police are pretty sure they have tomorrow's trial in the bag. Heck. I'm sure they must have transferred Miss Andrews here by now. That means that both Mr. Engard and Miss Andrews are in this detention center. Now then, whose story do I want to hear? I mean, Matt's story is the bigger one at this point. Dude, it's Mr. Wright. I hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so too. Edgeworth just dropped a bombshell on me by saying that one Purita was killed by an assassin, and that the assassin's client is this man, Matt Engard. What's wrong? Mr. Engard, there is something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kind of different. You're totally not like your usual lawyer dude self. About the press conference. You mean the one where Juan was gonna dress up as the Nickel Samurai? God, LV, I wish I could. It's not an option, but it's very important. Yeah, I heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews. It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Could you please fill me in on what this secret is, please? Oh, that's a lot of boxes. I knew this was coming. Mr. Nick, Don't tell me. Psyche locks. You said a secret, right? But I don't have any idea what it is. Do you, dude? Okay, before we move on. Did you know about Mr. Kurita and Miss Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what one did with his life. Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Kurita. Psyche locks, LV, are basically ways that people guard their secrets psychically. Only, well, sorry, psychically is the wrong word. Psychologically. Only Phoenix can see them because he's got like a special mystical artifact, and you have to present evidence to break through the locks so that people will tell you the truth. Her mentor was Mr. Kurita's manager, and Miss Andrews was going to get Miss Celeste Impacts' suicide note from him. Celeste? Does that jog any memories? Dude, I suddenly just got totally hungry. You up for a pizza? My treat. Mr. Nick? What's a pizza? Is it a kind of pea, like green peas? Oh my god, she's never had pizza. Let's go eat one later, okay? Oh, I get cut off by the pizza dude at the shop? That's too bad. Well, how about we get our minds off this topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. On Guard. Are you connected to Miss Impacts' suicide in some way? Let's save, just in case I fuck up. Oh. I've got to use the thing. Don't look at your phone. Oh my god, he's phoning me to consult his lawyer about speaking to his lawyer. Hello? This is Phoenix, right? Oh, hey, Mr. Lawyer, dude. Sorry, but you know, dude, I really just don't have any idea, okay? I really didn't care at all about what one was up to, okay? Thank you for the doots, Nikki. Okay, fucker. Take this. Take the power of green comma.
Take that!
Are we the baddies?
It is possible we're the baddies, Pikmin, but we're the baddies for a good reason. Now, let's hear what this secret of yours is. What if Mr. Kurita had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about one, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I can keep on saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay one any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on. I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you paid close attention to Mr. Kurita, especially on that night. Oh, shit! Are we going to find out that he's the one who did the camera? I don't have the evidence for it yet. But that would totally make sense. That would totally make sense. Okay. I want to speak to Adrian, and it looks like I'm gonna have to leave to do that. I don't know who this is. Mr. Wright, please, you have to help me. Yeah. Oh, it's our friend, Mr. Powers. What happened? Why are you here? You see, I got roped into this somehow. What? Now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial. How is he a decisive witness? He didn't see anything happen. I was talking with a detective until a little while ago, and I was on my way home. When all of a sudden, you there, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Oh. They said my face and whole self in general looked suspicious or something. Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious. Oh, I'm just a normal guy on an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? I mean, maybe get a bit of a haircut, but honestly, no, you look fine. So about this testimony you're giving. Oh, I really don't know yet. But it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. Wait. You don't know what you... You saw something important? What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, and especially not that lawyer, he said. What do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick! Mr. Kamaya and myself are your only two allies in this whole world, but it's alright. I mean, also Gumshoe. Also kind of Edgeworth. Don't really have a lot of friends, do I? This is gonna do a lot of damage to Matt, you know. Because he's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going. But what is he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. Anytime someone asked to 1v1 him in Mario Kart, he took them up. Such a player. He'd always say it's just a game to justify himself. And he's objectively correct. It is just a game. What? How horrible! That's unforgivable! To treat Mario Kart as anything less than the peak of esport gaming. It's important to take this stuff seriously. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to offend you. But, you know, he said once that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me. One person who wouldn't swoon over him? His manager, you know, Miss Adrian Andrews. Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic? You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. You know, you don't look the type. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? A dazzling sort of image? But aren't you a part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see. Okay, sir, you need to introduce some self-love into your life. And I'm not sure what you can do about it, But you really, really need to do this. It's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of the other stars around me as things happen. Well, that's true. Oh, hey! Did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? You mean Miss Impact? I heard something about how her wedding was cancelled. You know what, Pearl? That statement is technically correct. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it a little the other day, about that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead. Mr. Powers is so charged up, his skin is practically glowing with the electricity. Hey, so have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note. And they say one went and hid it. Heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she had left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for one, that is. Something bad for Mr. Kurita? Why do you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends. And she said, "It looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man." Spoiler alert. And no, this isn't memory, this is knowing tropes. That's actually Matt, not her fiance. A truly insidious man? Did she mean Mr. Kurita by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you. You're welcome. Mr. Ungard and Miss Andrews. They're both at the detention center right now. There are still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. You know, I really like Will. He's such a fundamentally good guy. Let's listen to Adrian. Oh, it's you. I'm sorry to be visiting at such a late hour, but there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you. Me? I thought your client was Matt. Sure Miss Andrews knows something. You can't be clueless about the secret Mr. Kurita had on Mr. Ungard. I'd like to ask you about Matt Ungard, if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean. You seem to bear a lot of resentment towards Mr. Ungard. If that's the case, then why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival? That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing. About Miss Celeste Impax. I had finally put her death behind me. And now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface. I'm sorry. Yes, I was shocked by her suicide. And it's true that when I heard the rumor that Juan was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back, and to burn it. You wanted to burn it? But why? I didn't want it to spread just like another piece of gossip. But I never held any murderous intent towards one. I would never do something so stupid. A suicide note, huh? I wonder what it said. Yeah, why frame him? That's simple. Because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police and also forge evidence? But there had to be another way. The police are excellent at doing their job. You know what? These are fictional police, so I'm gonna give him that. Yes, they're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Miss Andrews? Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason. So please, tell me why you did what you did. Revenge. Huh? Did you say something just now? A psyche lock, huh? Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. But... Sure, I just heard Miss Andrews say revenge.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Thank you, Pikmin. Oh, I have to present, yeah.
Take that!
Why frame him? I've already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Ungard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge. Thank you, Pikmin. God, that is one of my favorite sounds on my entire soundboard. It's so powerful. So you are saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? What an absurd idea. Thank you, Nikki. Let me get a hydrate in. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. Apart from how he was probably the one who ended up driving your mentor to suicide, not the person who everyone thinks it was. Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There is something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. It was Celeste.
Take that!
Celeste? There is only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings and even revenge. And that is Miss Impax's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was also Juan. What does all this have to do with Matt? You're right, you haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. Ungard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Miss Impax and her suicide. Can you explain to me this relationship between Celeste and Matt? I suspect the answer is no. Yeah. I don't think I've got that evidence. Which is unfortunate. Okay, nothing else to talk to her about. Let's head back to the offices, see if Gumshoe's got anything for us. Hell yeah. Time to jam, chat. Hell yeah. Mr. Nick, your phone! I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. It sounds kind of ominous. It's probably just your imagination. You should really pick it up, Mr. Nick. It could be important. We got a big problem, pal. What's wrong? I'm on my way to your office right now. Okay. Hey, wait a sec. Why is he coming here? It's terrible. I don't know what to say. Oh. I got here faster than I thought. Hey? No time to relax now, pal. I'm confused as anything here. Well, what happened? We got him. We know who bought that spy camera. Eh? This quickly? Because Gumshoe is incredibly sweet and incredibly stupid, Nikki. This bear's what gave him away, pal. The bear? I figured it out, pal. Figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
It really is all coming together. There's only one person who bought one of these bears who's related to this crime. Wendy Oldbat. Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in their room? Matt on guard. Huh? Matt on guard. Your client, that's who, pal. And here I thought things couldn't get any worse. Are you sure you heard right? That the person who bought this bear was... I heard it from a department store clerk, pal. This is a credit card receipt for the purchase. It was $3,800, pal. That's an exact match for the price of that stuffed bear. So my first thought was, wow, that's a lot of money. My second thought is, given that that's handcrafted, that seems really cheap. A receipt? That's all you have? Nah, it's not just a receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me, sure I sold the bear to Mr. Ungard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. Ungard's autograph out of it, pal. So, I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Mr. Ungard himself. No, Shadow Mage. It's written. Like, the games came out in the early 2000s. But they take place, I believe, 20 years in the future from them. I think the first game takes place in 2028. So with inflation, that's not even that expensive. Yeah, let's look at the timeline on the official wiki. Because these games are bonkers. I don't want the release date. I want the game date. Just tell me when this game takes place. God. Okay, so the first game is set in 2016. This game is set sometime in the 2020s. So, roughly now is when this game is happening. My sight is failing me. This can't be. The person who I thought was the killer is the killer. So what about the spy camera we found? That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you, for you to file away into evidence. I know you don't want to give up, pal. I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in one Kurita's room was Matt on guard. Why would Mr. On Guard do something like this? Better was to catch Miss Andrews and Mr. Kurita in one of their rendezvous. I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera. Are you going to see him? Mr. On Guard, I mean? Yes. I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we'll find out next. I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for Pearls. Mr. On Guard, what in the world have you done? I'm actually going to save quickly. Not that I worry anything bad is going to happen. It just feels like we're going to a major confrontation and saving is the right thing to do. You're working really late, you know. It's already past 10 p.m., dude. And that little 8-year-old girl with you should definitely be asleep. Like, figure something out, dude. I think it's time you told me the truth. Relax. Don't you know that ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk. Not talk.
Take that!
Now, let's hear what this secret of yours really is. What if Mr. Kurita had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about one, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I can keep on saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay attention to one. I totally didn't pay one any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on. I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you paid close attention to Mr. Kurita, especially on that night. You had a fucking camera in his room. I'm gonna present the bear, because it links more closely to prove... Ah, I right-clicked by mistake. Shit. Let's try that again. I'm just gonna zoom through this. There. This bear was in Mr. Kurita's room on the night of the murder. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. So, it's a present, dude. It actually looks kind of classy, if you know what I mean. Yes, I hear it's quite expensive. Which is why it's very odd that this gadget was found inside the bear. This is a very small video camera. And it was hidden inside this bear's eye. Maybe it's a really curious bear Oh my god. Oh my god. I know he's playing dumb, but also I'm not sure how... Like, you can't play dumb for this long without becoming a little bit dumb. Well, whatever this bear saw was sent somewhere using this transmitter. Which means... someone on the night of the murder was secretly filming Mr. Corrida's room. Guess one had a few of those kinds of fans too, huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear to Mr. Corrida was... you.
Take that!
Mr. On Guard, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. Trom. It has to have happened in the real world at least once. Aw, but he says he knows you. How could you forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. On Guard. If I didn't know how you work in court, I think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, this is all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg? Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Here is proof that it was you who put the camera inside the bear. Well, yeah, it's proof that you bought the bear.
Take that!
I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. On Guard. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from this is that I spent $3,800. I go to that department store all the time, okay? This $3,800, this could be the toothbrush I bought that one time. Oh, he doesn't know how money works. A $3,800 toothbrush? It's ivory, and it's got elephant hair for bristles. It's also incredibly unethical, but I'm clearly fine with that. Ew, elephant hair? Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway. The store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. It probably would, Nikki. Elephant hair is incredibly stiff. So can I ask you one thing? Yes. You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? To find the truth, fucker. Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is. Of course, it would be strictly confidential until I reveal it in court in front of hundreds of people. So, what are you gonna do now? I'm gonna find out what I want to know, because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Corrida's room and filmed in secret is... I think because of Adrian? I think it's something to do with her, I suspect. Because he thinks she Or he's like worried about her and Juan for some reason.
Take that!
Adrian Andrews? There's a rumor going around that Miss Andrews and Mr. Corita were having secret meetings. You, who was keeping tabs on Mr. Corita, you were going to reveal this fact and turn it into a scandal. Isn't that right? Dude, you can be such a moron. Huh? Oh man, Mr. Lawyer, dude. That kind of scandal? That's the good stuff. That's what we in the industry call juicy. The good stuff? Juicy? Look, we can get publicity without spending a penny with that kind of stuff. I mean, if people stop paying attention to us, then it'd be the end, dude. Too bad that wasn't your intention. What are you talking about? I wish your reason for spying was something so innocent. But it wasn't. You didn't spy on Mr. Corita because of Miss Andrews. Then there's only one reason I can think of for you to do such a thing. The real reason you set that camera in Mr. Corita's room was something about her? Maybe? That doesn't make sense. Because, she's already dead. Hang on. I can't save at this point, unfortunately. I saved before, but I can't save at this point. I have a weird suspicion that he wanted to see the assassination happen. Or he wanted to record it for blackmail purposes, maybe?
Take that!
What is this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer. And I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer? That's ridiculous? Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? Like, for real? Who calls their son the Killer? Like, you can legally change your name, dude. You don't have to keep being called the Killer. God, what a terrible name. Anyway, I definitely wouldn't associate with someone like him, who's probably an assassin, but, like, I couldn't know that because I don't know who he is. If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? Trum, I'm gonna guess it's short for Sheldon, and after the Big Bang Theory, they really didn't want to be called Sheldon anymore, and Shelly was better. This is it. I'm finally starting to get to the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Mr. Matt on guard. I know why you know Mr. the Killer. It's because you're his client. Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew. You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how? How would you know something like that? It's because you're his client. That's why. You hired Shelly the Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Corita. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Matt on guard. And here I was, trying to be a good boy for you, dude. thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. God damn it, Trump! That's such a good line. Whoops. You may have ended up in buffering for a while because Gummy pulled my LAN cable out, meaning I briefly had no internet. Nikki, why must you bazinga us? It's unnecessary. It's fine, the cable's back in. Gummy's fine. Well, that's what I thought anyway. Mr. On guard, you really did hire? Hold on a sec, I'm gonna consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. About time for what? I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. Hello, kitten. Hello, Gummy. Oh! Oh, sir! The thing is, I'm going to give him exactly the same voice. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt on guard. He got it from Hammerspace, Trum. Also, he has straight up vampire teeth. What is this music? Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. Nikki, we've established this. Juice wants to fix broken men. You really... So you are Shelly the Killer's client? You didn't really think I would dirty my own hands in this, did you? What do you mean? And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself. Trying to stick the crime on me? I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is that one is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer? That's... You're lying! What a terrible... It's way past your bedtime, little girl. I mean, he's right about that. Go on, and let us grown-ups talk about more adult things, like titties. But why? Why did you hide the video camera and... A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian. He knew about Miss Andrews' secret? But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. I hear they have some kind of creed, but, you know, that's a completely different game universe, so I don't know if that counts. What? Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deed over their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? I have a fucking motorcycle above my couch in my living room. Do you know what kind of crazy cash that is? I have a cat named Shoe, bro. Do you know how rich you have to be to name a cat Shoe? And that's why? Yes, that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. With that, I could keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. That's right, the video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright? Why would you do something so wrong? Because I'm a grown-up and I can. Good enough of an answer for you, little girl? Why? Why would you kill Mr. Kurita? Because he was about to sling so much dung onto my beautiful public image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? This is all because of that press conference, isn't it? If Mr. Kurita had been able to give it, then Mr. Angard's secret would have... Ah, well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know. I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit, it crept up on me like a land shark with a lawyer's badge creeping up on me from behind. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought. And that's how Mr. Kurita ended up dead. Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. God fucking damn it, Mickey. I'm so angry. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. Shadow Mage, thank you for the less offensive deuce. Put on a sweet, innocent face, and people will swallow anything you feed them. I'm talking about my dick, bro. Adrian fell for it, the assassin too, and oh, how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone, all working their butts off for me, not on guard. You know there's a guard in the room with you now. And cameras. Like, you can't pretend this didn't happen tomorrow. You just confessed. You confessed in front of a cop and on camera. Check. Thank you for the 12-month Tier 2 subscription. 1 year of simping. You mad lad. Oh, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet. How could I have been so deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked if you had killed one Kurita. And you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone. Hey now! I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was that the killer guy, right? Shadow Mage, thank you for the nickels! All I'm guilty of is taking a cat nap in my room. You killed Mr. Kurita. I dare you to say that in court tomorrow? Ugh. Oh, but too bad. You can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? That's not how it works. In a situation like this, in the real world, if a client confesses, it is the job of the lawyer at that point to best represent the client, which is to say to get them the fairest, and presumably least, punishment. Not, like, an ethical lawyer in this situation would still get their client found guilty. They would just try to get the fairest the fairest punishment for them. But, you know, game lawyer. You'd always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Nikki, what if I say the word shark? What if I just say the word shark, Nikki? Oh, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do. Mystic Maya. Lawyer Shart is a completely different situation. You wouldn't want to test the killer. He's a man of his word, or so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. You scoundrel! You cad! You bounder! So if I were you, Mr. Wright Esquire, I think I would give it my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. I'll get you for this. It's such a cliche phrase. Juan said something just like that, if memory serves. Of course, well, we all know how well things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Maya, what am I supposed to do? And now? Oh? Whomst is talking? I think this is probably Edgeworth. I just can't be 100% certain. You finally found it. Yes. The starting line of this case. Edgeworth. I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. To my private offices. Mr. Wright, did you know that I have a very comfortable bed in my private offices? Did you know that the door to my private offices lock? Did you know that my private offices are fully soundproofed? Come, Mr. Wright. Let us away. Well, Wright, what are you going to do? If you plan on changing your strategy... No! We can't do that! That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. Apparently, Trom. What should I do? That's not something I can answer for you. Mr. Edgeworth? Right. Only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago, that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. And that is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in a court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, Wright, it's your turn. My turn? What is this thing called a lawyer? I don't know! I picked up this badge and everyone expects me to know things. God, I just want to go back to the sea, but I don't know where it is. You must find the answer. And you must find it on your own. I must say, this case is interesting to me. This is, I believe, the only case where your client is guilty. Like, like a baby shark. I'm a lawyer. But to fight for someone who is clearly a killer? Matt's on guard. That man is really... Ugh. It doesn't matter who. Every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of our judicial system? Proper defense? But what exactly is that? I'm sorry, T. I'm sorry for spoiling the thing that the game showed us 10 minutes ago. Is it where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Ironic that you of all people should say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you fought for your clients up until now? Yeah, but up until now, I was right? Well, that may be true, but that's because I've believed my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. If I were to get on guard in acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who were suffering and in pain. But when I look at this mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do. Right, but you get a hold of yourself. You have it all wrong. Huh? We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say? You are a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. It's all you can do. I mean... accurate, Trump! People like you and Francisca von Karma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict, for a man I clearly know to be guilty. Francisca, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record. That's all. You say perfect. There may be 2 little black marks against that perfect little win record of hers. And? Isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You're so petty. I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken. What do you... Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record. Stitch, why would you apologize? Todd's great. I mean, it's fine, Stitch. I'm glad you're here. And Todd, I mean, yeah. Check out Todd. Todd's great. I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things such as a perfect record were meaningless. What? I don't believe you. Are you saying that is why you left the prosecutor's office? But then, why? Why are you here now? The answer to that is something you will find out on your own. I have faith you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you will be powerless to change the ending of this story. Beeps! I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal tomorrow? My. What is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Tell me, please. Why are you holding Maya hostage for Mr. Unguard's sake? Aww! I do like that emote. And I'm very glad you're here, Stitch. Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Right. Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client. Don't toy with me. A man who hires an assassin is just as much of a killer himself. I believe you are asking me for a reason as to why I am doing what I am. Yeah. This is what I like to call my aftercare. It is where I take care of young children after school. It is a lucrative side business, and is an incredibly important part of how society functions. You see, some parents are not able to pick their children up immediately when school ends, because of work or other obligations. I care for them, and then, when that is done, I go out and do my murdering. What the heck is aftercare? Mr. Wright, have I not fully explained it? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what is called client relations, and it is a part of an assassin's duty. An assassin's duty? We were unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your support. Fuck, I completely misread that sentence. Let me start again. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. What is your name? I believe I told you once before, however. You did, but my name is the Killer. Shelly the Killer. You're Shelly the Killer? Please keep in mind, you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a Killer, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain, Maya, it would be my duty as an assassin to see to it she receives a nice long nap. And also a juice box. I would put on some white noise. It can be quite noisy where I work. She would have a blanket and a stuffy. It would be a very pleasant nap. No! Now then, if you'll excuse me, if someone were to trace the signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome. Kitten! Kitten go nya! Mystic Maya! I don't know what to say. Edgeworth! Did you hear that? At the end of that transmission? It was a cat, and since there is only one cat in the universe, we know where it is. Huh? Oh, that. It sounded like a cat. A cat? It can't be that cat, can it? Oh shit, the music! Music going hard! What is it? I think I know where Shelly the Killer is holding Maya hostage. Edgeworth, have all police units head for Guard Mansion immediately. Alright, you hurry over as well then. Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only just begun. No, LV. That is the Blue Badger. That is the mascot of the police station, and absurdly is a central piece of evidence in one of the trials in the first game. I've never considered it a Pokemon. I think of it more as a Sonic OC. Yeah! I wanted the music to stay cool. Ooh! More cool music! Please answer us! Mystic Maya! We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape. Assuming he's still in the area. Can't believe it, that butler. All this time, he was the killer. He and On Guard were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time. Enjoy your lurk, Stitch. I love you and hope you start to feel better. Oh my god, Shadow Mage, you're right and I hate it. Oh, it's a figurine of a bear. There are a lot of cuts in it for some reason. A bear? Isn't that more of a thing for Mr. Kurita? I want everybody to feel better. Including, but not limited to, Stitch. Why would something like this be here? Right, look down. There's a little pet door installed there. Ah! I'm sure that's for Shu. You think that this came through that little door? This door. It's locked. Well, I'm pretty used to breaking down doors down by now. Let's go, Edgeworth! Oh! There's no one here! From the looks of this room, I would say this is On Guard's private lounge. Yes, Pez. I'm sorry that you're experiencing that. It's terrible. Look at this, Wright. An antenna for sending and receiving radio signals in a VCR. Check inside the deck. If there's a tape, it would be an important piece of evidence. If you're lucky, it'll have the moment the crime was committed recorded on it. I'm sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found. No. But there's no mistake that someone used this to record something. It looks like someone took the tape we're looking for and escaped with it. It's on Guard's computer. Maya, why couldn't you have used this to get help? Mr. Nick, where's the power switch? Oh, I get it. That's what happened. She couldn't find the power switch. It's a VCR and an antenna. The footage that the spy camera took at the crime scene was beamed here and recorded on tape. If only we had that tape, it would have been really helpful. A huge television and speakers loom largely here. God, this dude must watch just like the most intense porn. I'm sure if Maya saw this, she'd say, I would die a happy samurai fan if I could see the Nickel Samurai on a TV like this. I appreciate the fact she literally did. Yeah, that's what she'd say. Ah! I can't believe I just made a joke about Maya, all things considered. What a spacious sofa. I bet 10 pearls would fit on here. I don't think 10 of me would fit, Mr. Nick. Can't read all the labels, but this is a very large collection of videotapes. Mostly homemade amateur porn. Looks like Angard taped all of his own shows. There's a little door for Shu in this big door. I'm sure Maya used this door to shove this out there. I'm sure it was her. Every time you give me some piece of evidence, it's always the most crucial piece. This time too, I'm sure. We've searched all over, but it looks like he got away. I'm sorry. It looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time. And now we've lost our only lead. Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking to you to be her pillar. I'm sorry, Nobuku! Yeah, you're right. We're close, I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us. Maya. This looks like a picture of Miss Impax. With love, Celeste? Miss Impax? You mean... Yes, Mr. Kurita's former manager. Why would a picture of Miss Impax be here in Mr. Angard's mansion? Because they was fucking, Pearl! And why does it say with love? This might be a clue. Ah! What's wrong, Pearls? Please let me see that picture frame. Huh? What's so special about the frame? On the back! There's something written on the back of the frame. Maya. It's Mystic Maya! She left us a message! What? I thought you'd come. She's not dead, Shadow Mage! You can only channel dead people. I knew you would. Now listen up, you'd better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. Oh yeah, channel Celeste? I've been saying that for a while. The channeling dead people thing? The channeling dead people thing, for me, is like any time any kind of fictional universe introduces time travel, it's like, you'll have to be very careful. Because you realize that this fixes every problem, right? I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Not because I'm going to die, but because this is a wine cellar, and with nothing else to eat or drink, I've been getting fucking blasted. I have never been this drunk in my life. I literally don't know which way is up at the moment. I don't even know, like, which of my hands is my hands, and which of my hands is my feet. Pearly, you're there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's gotta watch out for the helpless lunk. I think there is actually a case like that, Shadow Mage. There certainly is one that's referenced. That happens with Maya's mother. Yeah. Maya's mother channels someone, and that person, and they get a conviction, but it's the wrong person. So I'm not sure if it ever happens with Phoenix, but it is referenced. That's it for now, Nick. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. That's... No! Mystic Maya! Right. What's wrong? Why the blank stare? Oh, nothing. We've searched the house, and this is the last room. It looks like he eluded us. Edgeworth. Yes? As far as clues go, I think this is about all I'm going to get. But I'm still short one last thing. And what is that? Miss Andrews' psyche lock. If I could just find out what secret she's holding. No, Pearl's a sweetheart. Then I think I stand a chance in court tomorrow. To blow this case wide open and expose the truth. I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Thanks, Edgeworth. Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last lock. Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews, I've come to remove your psyche lock. Psyche lock? I want to know, and you will tell me, your secret. Fine, go ahead. Try to break me if you can. Woman, I am not up for your shenanigans. Tell me why you framed Mr. Ungard for the murder. Eyeballs. I've already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Ungard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge. So you're saying that I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? What an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There is something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. Celeste. Celeste? There's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings and even revenge. And that is Miss Impax's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was also one. What does all this have to do with Matt? You're right, you haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. Ungard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Miss Impax and her suicide. Can you explain to me this relation between Celeste and Matt? I can. They was fucking. This is a photo of Miss Impax, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though. With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impax's handwriting, isn't it? Where did you find this? No, that's all right. It was a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is. I found this at Mr. Ungard's mansion. And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed. Celeste. She was supposed to get married to Juan. Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out. Because Mr. Carita didn't want to get married to her anymore, right? Yes, because of Matt. Because of Mr. Ungard? What do you mean? I think I can see where this is going. Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together. That's why, "With love, Celeste," is written on the frame of that picture. They were a couple, weren't they? It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used. Toyed with until she was thrown away. That's so horrible. Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. The scandal would have destroyed that, which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that's where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good match that they were even planning to get married. And then it was suddenly called off. On the night Juan called their marriage off, Celeste, she killed herself. It turns out Matt phoned Juan and told him about that really, really weird kink Celeste had. That's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and for myself. See, that just proves that you're not anime enough. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste. I see, so that's what happened. That made him call off the wedding? The fact that she had dated another dude before? What the fuck? What? But then why did Mr. Karina have to call off the wedding? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't understand at all. It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Yeah, it sounds like it. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on Juan. He was aiming for when it would hurt Juan the most. Miss Impacts. That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds. And so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then, when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note. But why would he do that? Simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon against Matt. And it would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. Yeah, Juan was still a fucking asshole. In any case, with his pride hurt, Juan sought revenge. Revenge. There's that word again. Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note. At a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. And that was at the press conference after the stage show. I know all about it, because I heard it all from Juan. Thank you, let me do a hydrate. It was so I could find out about all this that I drew close to Juan to begin with. Sit up straight, thank you. They're quite a pair of monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. That night when I found one's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I had even brought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note. And that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring them my own kind of cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters. You know what? Yes. Like, straight up. What the fuck? So when I stabbed one's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright? Even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time and for talking with me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway. I can't sleep either, not with Maya's situation. Or with what I know now. But let Pearl sleep! She's 8 years old! Okay. That is a perfect place to pause for this stream. Thank you all so much for joining me. This is getting increasingly bonkers, and don't get me wrong, I love it. But it is so bonkers. Who should we raid? Ooh, Unsta's live, Dither's live. Tom's doing Mario Kart. Wait. I'm gonna raid Kelvy. So, LV, after this case, I'll probably take a short break. But there's a whole third game. Yes. Phoenix Wright will definitely be an ongoing series. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you for being here. This was fun and stupid in all the best ways. I will be live again tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern Time. Playing some GeoGuessr, which makes for a good head empty stream. I always have a lot of fun with it. The rest of my streams, if you're interested, you can check the schedule channel in my Discord. I hope everyone has an absolutely wonderful evening, or whatever time zone it is for you. Say hi to Kelvy. Be kind to them. I mean, I know you will be. You're all rad. But yeah, I hope to see you around in future streams. Have a good one, everyone. Ciao.